Well, it's really remarkably difficult to take a video of a Kindle, so I'm going to do the best I can here. This is an introduction to the basic features of the Kindle Paperwhite from my mom. Mine is an older version, 2013, but it should work for the newer stuff too. So when you turn it on, it'll always default to either the last book you're reading or the home page. In this case, it was the last book I was reading. Here are the features I normally use, very handy stuff. Obviously, to turn pages, you swipe left or right, or you could tap on the left or right side of the screen. Yeah. So, it's being very strange right now, of course. So, that's that part. Here, real handy, if you see a word you don't understand, like dictate, you go and press it and highlight it, and it will come up with a dictionary entry, which is very handy. You can also search Wikipedia by doing the little search thing, but most of the time you'll be doing that. So extraordinary, boom, pops up. There's your dictionary. Very, very handy. This is one of the things I love about ebooks, is the ability to look up words or people very quickly while you're reading. It doesn't interfere with your reading. And then you just click in and tap anywhere else to close it out. Now, the other thing you want to do is the screen brightness. You have to pull up the menu for that. To do the menu, you tap toward the top, and on mine, the third from the left, the little circly gear thing, hit that. Bring up another thing, and then there's this little line bar thing that says light, min, max, and you could tap on it. Whoops. So it's kind of sensitive, so it's really hard to see when I'm trying to record this. If you tap it or drag, you can adjust the brightness. If I'm reading in the dark, I'll usually have it quite low. Typically kind of 12 or 13 is plenty bright. It is an e-ink screen, so it can be read in direct sunlight, so you don't have to worry about that. Once you've got that setting the way you want, just click anywhere in the text, just tap it, it'll close it out. If you wanted to switch books, that's easy enough. Toward the top, you tap, and you hit the first icon that looks like kind of a stylized house arrow thing. There's no better way I could describe it. Press that, and it will list the books on your Kindle. It'll say how many there are. Mine, I have it set up in list view. Yours might look a little different because I have quite a few books on here. I got about 100 and something books because I jump between books. This is page 1 of 14, so I just go swipe, and you could swipe up or down to go page up or down. Say, okay, I'm a little tired of reading physics, so I'm going to read Bob Woodward's Fear. Oops, that's a different book. That's The Giver, which is also an interesting book. Home, Fear, Bob Woodward. Highly recommended. So here we go. We can read about how our country is falling apart. Ooh, and I want a definition on that. There's my definition. Close it out. Okay, I'm sick of reading about Trump. Click up, tap up there. Click that home one. I'm home again, so I'm going to go back to Stephen Hawking. Oops, here I went on The Giver again. That must be, I just can't see where I'm pressing with the camera in the way. Let's go back to Stephen Hawking. The other thing on this, when you hit that top part to bring up that top menu, you also have a bottom menu that shows you where you are in the book. I'm only in chapter 1. Is there a God? Last thing is the font size. If you want to change it, up towards the right is little letters AA, which stand for the font. Here you could choose the font and the size. So right now it's currently on Bookerly, and the size, I have mine at a size 4. Bookerly is one of the Amazon fonts, which I actually do find pretty easy to read. If you want to make it bigger, which yours is probably already set to, that's a 9. So the scroll thing works just like the white. And then tap anywhere else to close it out. So, dictionary, just hold your finger on a point until it highlights. It'll pop up. Tap elsewhere. Close. Tap toward the top part of the screen to bring up the menu. Tap anywhere else to close it. And then within the book navigation, you could tap left, tap right, or you could swipe, which is just kind of like a dragging motion. A lot of the times I swipe because it'll be in my hand, and I'll just go do like that. A long time ago, I also did my infamous hack on the Kindle, which was to super glue a strap to the back so I could read it more easily one-handed. But the new ones are even lighter than this one is. They are very strong. This one has chew marks in the corner right there and there when Shiloh wanted me to scratch her head and I wasn't paying enough attention to her. This thing has been dropped and squished and everything else. It's still working pretty well. I'm noticing some battery problems now, but heck, this one is 5 years old. And but with pretty intensive reading, you'll get at least 2 weeks out of a charge. I'll read several hours a day easily every day, and even then I don't have to charge it except every 2 weeks or so. So battery life is phenomenal. You don't have to worry about shutting it off. If you fall asleep reading a book, which I usually do, it'll put itself to sleep. But again, because it's an e-ink screen, it uses much less power. Hopefully that's helped a little bit. I've rambled on, and I hope this video works. Talk to you soon. Bye.